Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. I'm watching WWE Monday Night Raw. It's a night of wrestling here at the Stevie Breach house here in the Wrestle Center. But we're talking TNA. I know that I've made it a huge point. Everybody knows and everybody's probably sick and tired of me talking about my Bound for Glory trip. There's days when I hate it that we're going. There's days that it doesn't bother me at all. And there's days that I'm really, really excited about it. It's very, very weird. I have a lot of nervousness about it if it's even going to go. I've had a horrible time with customer relations, dealing with the packages from TNA's shop about the whole deal. But you know, the one thing more than anything that I wanted to go, honestly, when it comes down to it, we're going to see a good wrestling show, hopefully. But most of the thing I really wanted to do was go to Access, meet Hulk Hogan and the other TNA stars. That is honestly the only reason why I'm going, at least I can say to that, is that TNA's fan interaction is so fun. And a lot of the people on the roster are the people that I want to meet, but the roster got a little bit thinner today. Mickie James has decided that she's going to leave the company. Her contract expired. Brian Alvarez, on the last episode of Brian and Vinny, when he was giving away the TNA spoilers for next week, and I apologize if you haven't seen them yet, so I'm talking for a little bit, telling you that I'm going to tell you a spoiler right now, and if you don't want to hear it, and you want to wait and watch this video after Thursday, I don't know why you would, but basically just come back. But basically, the upcoming storyline that is going to be involved is that AJ Styles entered into the Bound for Glory series, and he was under TNA contract. Since then, his TNA contract has expired, but yet he won the Bound for Glory series, so he is the #1 contender, which would give him a shot at the upcoming title. The only problem is that he doesn't have a contract, and now it's going to turn into Dixie Carter versus AJ Styles, Dixie Carter being the heel announcer, so on and so forth, and they're basically building a storyline around TNA's, I guess, bad sense of, signing people and when their contracts expire that has been in the dirt sheets for the past, I guess you can say, year. Everybody can remember the story that revolved around the TNA pay-per-view where on Saturday, the day of a fan interaction, Robert Roode's contract expired and he just didn't go to the fan interaction because he wasn't under contract with the company. They sat out, they had to dot the I's and cross the T's. He was able to wrestle again on Sunday. This has happened a few times. Hulk Hogan came out. I don't know the truth of what he said, but he said, I think this was trying to make the whole news story with Robert Roode go away, that there was a time when his contract expired, nobody knew, and they just signed a new one, and then they were all good to go. But this has happened a few times with TNA, with bigger stars, lesser stars, just people's contract comes up, nobody knows, and then all of a sudden either they're gone from the company or they panic and they re-sign them. Who knows how much money this has cost them in the long run, but I apologize, but TNA right now is trying to save every dollar they can to make sure that they can keep their doors open for business. Honestly, the biggest name in the TNA Knockouts women division was Mickie James. She has decided to leave the company, leaving a huge hole out there. I know that a lot of people are going to jump on the board if she's a free agent and say that she's just going to jump to WWE. The women's division in WWE has a big, massive hole in it right now, with Nikki Bella being hurt, AJ Styles... Fuck, I should just start over. With AJ being the champion, she's basically defeated everyone out there. She's defeated Caitlyn so many times that nobody really wants to see it anymore. She's just defeated the whole cast and crew of Total Divas, and basically that just leaves a whole bunch of heels, such as like my girl Alicia Fox. There's Oksana. There's Layla, who they turned heel for no apparent reason. If they would have left her babyface, they probably would have another contender out there. But there's no one for her to face out there. The only problem is that last year, before WrestleMania, they were trying to involve past divas to come back into the company and basically run an angle for the Knockouts, for the women's division around WrestleMania. One of the names that was going to come in was Maria from back in the day. She never was a champion. She was the storyline that was pitched to her is that she was going to win the women's championship, and she was going to be, I guess you can say, on top of the world in WWE. The Bellas stepped in, and the Bellas cockblocked her from being there. I know everyone can remember back to the first episode of Total Divas. You can lie and say you never watched one, but everyone in the world I know watched at least that first episode. I love the show. I've been watching it ever since. Everybody saw the storyline of the show pan out that Eva Marie was coming into the company and the Bellas put their foot down that they didn't want another brunette because they looked too much alike and they basically had to color her hair. In my mind, I honestly think they got that storyline from the whole Maria thing. Maria's buried the WWE, buried the Bellas, since this whole thing, saying the Bellas are the ones that stepped up and said that they didn't want to work with this girl. They didn't want another girl in there that was going to be more popular than them and look better than them. And I think this honestly has affected WWE to the point of Mike Bennett, Maria's boyfriend, I think really wanted to sign with the WWE, and it looked like the WWE really wanted to sign him. But basically, the way they treated Maria, a past star of theirs that they, were thinking of using, and just one person stepping up and saying they didn't want him, it might have, made Mike Bennett step back. Mike Bennett isn't a guy that I've seen a ton of wrestling from, but the matches that I have seen of his, I really do like, and I think that he has a style of wrestling that would translate into the WWE, and I think he could be some sort of a player there. Maybe not a main eventer, but at least a guy that could be, around that mid-card with the United States Championship or the Intercontinental title. And WWE lost out on some guy. There's other guys that want that spot. It's not the end of the world for the WWE. It's not the end of the world for Mike Bennett. It might be the last time that Maria ever gets a shot to be in WWE. So Mickie James getting a shot to go there might be cockblocked by a team like the Bellas. Honestly, in my mind, the best spot for her to be is in TNA if she is going to get paid. Mickie James has, tried to become a country star. She's had 2 CDs come out under her name, and one of them, I think, was sort of backed by somebody. But the second one, she mostly put out with her own money and through fans' money, fans' donations where they could buy CDs early, autographs. You could even buy a concert in your own house. What would that be like to come home one day and Mickie James is singing hardcore country in your living room? That'd be like my dream come true as long as my wife wasn't home. But I don't know. I love Mickie James. Mickie James has always been somebody who's been nice to me. For some reason, she's the one person on my list that I've met more than anybody else. I've had 3 fan experiences meeting Mickie James. And if you can remember back to the top 10 people in wrestling that I've ever met, she was my number 1 because she was so nice to me. She made it well known that she was glad that I was there. One of those times was at a TNA house show, so she didn't really have to be nice to me. I bought a ticket to get in the door, and it was just the throw-in that Mickie James was going to be signing before the show started. All you had to do was line up and act like you were there. The reason why she was out there was she was trying to sell her big old sheets with her on it, and if you bought the sheet, you got to take a picture with her on the table. If not, you just took a picture with her from the other side of the table, and she signed your TNA program, basically. It's just that basically applied to get you to buy the program so you get an autograph, and then buy the sheet if you want to get the good picture with her. But I met her 2 other times. I met her at WrestleMania 28 at Wrestle Reunion, and then I met her recently at WrestleFest in Newark, a little indie show, and she was awesome. I've never heard of anybody really having a bad experience meeting her. I think at one point Mickie James was one of the best women's wrestler in WWE. I don't want LV to kill me. I almost said the world, but the world to me, at least, I guess you could say. I'm sure there's other people out there that might not think so. Her stuff in TNA, to me, honestly, has fallen back lately, but I don't think that she has the big names to work with. TNA is going to be in a big-time hole if they don't find a way to get the money together to bring her back in. Taryn Terrell, the big plans for her that everybody said was that she was going to be majorly involved with Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory is a month away, and she hasn't been on TV in 2 months. I want to meet Taryn Terrell more than anything. Taryn Terrell was the biggest star in TNA for some reason when she got brought in, and she had her feud with Gail Kim, and she won that big match, then she lost the number 1 contenders match, and then she just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know why TNA did that, but apparently she's making a movie, and that's more important than anything that she's got going on. Most movies don't take months to film, especially a role that Taryn Terrell is going to have. So I don't know what a Knockouts division is going to be worth based around ODB right now as your current champion. I know that Gail Kim is still in the company, but they just had a feud. It's not like they're going to start feuding again now that ODB beat Mickie James for the championship. And besides that, Tara's gone. Mickie James is gone. Winter has been gone for a long time. Somebody else's name that just escaped me. Madison Rain's not in the company anymore. Sarita's not in the company anymore. There's a lot of girls from TNA just missing. And at one time, the Knockouts division in TNA was, the reason why they had a TV show on Spike. It was one of the main reasons why they got 2 hours on TV. The Knockouts division has always been one of the leading ratings getters for TNA. And if they let these names slip, it's going to slip them back to the point of they're already in trouble enough with Spike. Is Spike going to want to keep putting money into a company when, a WWE is coming right up around the corner with their contract coming up with USA? How about we just buy episodes from WWE instead of basically buying in and investing to a company that we're not getting anything back from? We're putting out a number, and that's about it. But when we can just basically put the same money in WWE, not have to worry about running it, not have to worry about, what's going to be on TV week to week, if we have to keep the lights on, where they're going to go for shows week in, week out. They can just worry about being a TV station and putting on decent programming around WWE that's going to basically make them more money in the long run. I don't think, Mickie James leaving the company and being excused, I guess you can say, with their contract ending is the end of TNA. But it definitely could be one of the things pointing them in the direction of them closing. I know a lot of this video in the beginning part wasn't really about Mickie James, but we got to it in the long run, so that's it. Newsflash. I'm sure you already knew anyways. Mickie James is gone from the company.